Today's the day we get to do some corn. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Stone Valley. So, what's happened since we were last here? Well, in the last couple of episodes, I called the big field alfalfa throughout pretty much both episodes. Yeah, that's my mistake there. I don't know why I thought I'd planted alfalfa and it turns out to be clover. Now, a few things have happened since the last episode. Because I will own up, I get carried away with this game. And I start tinkering with a few bits. So when I finish doing an episode, I start tinkering, go, ooh, let me just tidy that up. Let me just have a go at this. Let me just do that. And then before I know it, another hour has passed and I've done a lot, which should be recorded and it's not. So my apologies for that one. So I'm going to have to clear a few bits up with what's gone on. Firstly, we're up here where the silo is. So let's just go and have a quick look at a few bits what have changed here. So for starters, we put this in, this bunker. So we could do the corn, we could put it in, and we could get silage out. The blanket goes over, it ferments, and that's how we got our silage. Now, like I said, I went through alfalfa. It's not alfalfa, it's clover. Now, I realised it's quite a big field, and I thought, you know what, there's a lot here. So after hoovering all that up, I didn't want to ted it, because tedding it and making it into hay, that's just going to take a long old time. So I thought the easiest way is to hoover it up. You know, we've seen the trailer. Get the big trailer out there, hoover it all up, and we'll stick it in here, and we'll turn it into silage. Mind the telehandler. So that's what I did. But I did that off screen. And like I said, I got a bit carried away with it. So we put a lot in here. And when I say a lot, there's a lot. This thing, I think there's a couple of million litres in here. Now, it's just a teeny bit leaking out. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's fine. So that's ready to go. So if we get the help window up here, you'll see it's done. Clover silage, 100%. We're ready to go. So I did get a couple of little bits. That's a bit of a roller just to help compact it down. Weight there just to put on the back as well. And I've leased this as well because we need a way to be able to empty that and put it into the silo. Now that bucket, it's just a slight bit adapted. I think it holds a couple of million litres. So we should be able to charge our way through this pretty much and get it all in one bucket. Should do. We'll find out. I've not done much in the sense of like bunkers and doing it this way. The kind of proper way you should do it. I have tidied up a few little bits here as well. So there's a few little bits like I found on Mod Hub. You can get this. You can remove objects that have been put in the game. So there was a propane tank here. That's gone. Them, unfortunately, you can't get rid of because, well, you can see we can just walk straight through them. We're a little bit quick as well. I've got it on fast mode moving as well. So we can just walk through them. But I have tidied up the grass here a little bit. And you might see the hayloft is gone. That's another thing I got rid of because that just turned grass to hay. That's all it did. And while I was browsing around Mod Hub, I found this little beauty. So it's a bit like the hay dryer, but it does a lot of things. So we can put in here grass, clover, alfalfa, chaff, and you can get grass hay, clover hay, alfalfa hay, silage, clover silage, and alfalfa silage. As you can see, I put some clover in just to check that, make sure it was all working okay. So really, we don't need the bunker. But we can use the bunker for the maize silage because this doesn't do maize silage, but it does turn the clover and alfalfa and normal grass. It does everything else. So we've got everything covered with this little thing. Oh yeah, by the way, these things, unfortunately, they're going to have to stay because, well, they're invisible. As you can see, it's not there. The game doesn't know it's there. So I can't get rid of them. So we have got 4 random little trees here. I did try and get rid of them, but it just won't allow it. I don't know what's going on. So we're just gonna have to leave them there and ignore them, really. So we tidied up a few little bits. As you can see, we got rid of the grass and a few little trees here. Also, I did try and use the new hide object to get rid of the house, thinking, oh, if I get rid of the house in this little shed right in front of us, opens it up a lot more. Maybe we could put some like vehicle sheds here and stuff like that. Well, I tried to get rid of this, and as you can see, it didn't quite work. The building stayed, but the glass has gone. So we can see, well, straight through to the other side, which is not quite what I was hoping for. Yeah, it didn't quite work, did it, that? Can't get rid of the cars either, but I did get rid of the wheelie bins and the postbox. So, I've just left this as it is. Now, yeah, we can get rid of some rubble. Let me see if I can try and show you on this then. Cement mixer. So you can press a key and it says, hide the concrete mixer. Yeah. Yeah, see? It just disappears. These are just objects that have been put into the map that we can now get rid of. Building rubble? Yeah. You see, look at that. So much neater. So that was my plan. But you have to be a bit careful. Otherwise, well, things like that happen and you end up getting rid of windows and making it see-through. It didn't quite work, that one. So that's the plan. That's what's going on up here for now. So we need to tackle this because we've got corn to do. We need to put some maize in there and turn it into silage because, as I said, this thing doesn't do maize. So we can put everything else in here. So that's going to be quite handy. Liquid silo, you know, we still haven't done much with this yet. But we're going to be able to put milk in there. You'll be able to put slurry in there. That's kind of what I've got it for. The digestate as well when we get some animals in here. So if we just go and have a quick look up in the air, you can see. This is what we've got to tackle. Down at the end, which you can't quite see yet, we're all set up ready to go. So the wagon's there ready. The forage harvester's ready to go. And I've gone for this little beauty. The Big X. Oh, I do love this thing. Because it's really handy. It's not the quickest thing in the world. And it doesn't hold a massive amount. But it's handy. It's all in one unit. Picks it up. Shoots it straight into the back. Holds it into the back. And then all you got to do is from this side. Put the pipe out. And it'll put it straight into a wagon or trailer or anything you've got. That is cool. Because otherwise you're going to have to basically put a trailer on the back of this and fire it into the back of the trailer. Which then starts getting a bit bulky when you've got one of these and you've got to then attach it to the back. It starts getting a bit big and a bit bulky. So we're going to have a go and see how we get on. Because I don't know, if I'm honest, I have no idea how much of this we're going to be able to get. Are we going to be able to get a lot? Are we not? I don't know. It's a bit of a new one to me, this. Maybe I'm going to be surprised. Maybe this one field alone is going to give us an absolute stupid amount. And we've got 2 more to go. If that's the case, we can just harvest it like normal. You know, we'll just do one field first. We'll see how we get on. Now, another little thing what's changed over here. All this is clover. Now, you would have seen in the last episode, I did say alfalfa. I apologise. I got it wrong. It was one mighty field. And I only took a chunk of this field. Just this little top half here. All the way down to the end. Is what's in the bunker. And that is what's fermented. So, you know, there's just so much of it. We didn't need it all. So what I decided to do. Is cut the field. Cut it down there. And then cut it here. So we're technically going to have that as something separate. As you can see, I cultivated that off screen. We've got a little bit here as well, which, say a little bit, that's quite a lot. And then a section over there. So, what I didn't realise as well, clover, when you planted it, as you can see, last episode you saw me cut this, it's grown back again. Now that's something new for me. I didn't know that's what happened. I thought once you cut it, that was it, it's game over, you got to redo it again. But no, it grows back again. So, we've got more than enough clover. And obviously we've got the dryer, so now we can put the clover in and get, you know, clover hay. So we've got some opportunities here. So, I'm trying to work out, again, I haven't really decided what's going to go in that one. Do we leave it as clover? Do we use this as clover? And then do we put something different in that one? And then obviously we've got the one round here. What, you know, what are we going to put in there? It's a big field, so split it into 3. Means we can just cover more options now. And I also did this little bit here, which you can see just starting to grow. This has got a few little bits in here, so I had to sort of plough it out to actually extend the field and actually turn that little section there. You can just see it's slightly different from the rest of it. that wasn't part of the field. And it's the same over here as well. Just see this little section here? This had got a few trees in it, and it was like a little forest area. And I just thought, you know what, it's just annoying to have to try and go round. So we took out the forest area. Again, I did this off screen. I got carried away. These are the little bits I did after the last episode. So we decided to take out the trees, redo that. I had to plough it, and then I've had to put it back in again, put clover back in. So that's why it's slightly different, sort of growing to the rest of it. The rest of it's ready to go, but that's still growing. So as time goes on, it'll all blend in, and then we'll have one nice big field. So that's a bit of an update of where we are at the minute. But first, we need to go and have a go at this over here, because we need to try and get rid of this out of here, because we're going to need somewhere. Let's slow down again. We're going to need somewhere to put the corn. So we need to use this bunker. So let's have a go at this then. This is a nice little telehandler. I do like this. Very nippy little thing. And a massive bucket. Now I'm new to all these, so this is going to be interesting to watch. Do we have to flip the lid first? How do we get the lid open? Open silo. Ooh, there we go. Does it actually tell me how much is in here? There's a lot in here. 1.6. Is that 1.6? 1686153. That's a big number. That's a lot. Well, luckily we've got a big silo that we can cater for this. How much this can we get in? It's a big bucket, but it's gonna be a bit of an interesting one to try and see if we can try and get a bit of it in first. It's gonna be a bit interesting to try and get it in. Gonna have to do it in stages, I think. Can we keep chewing our way through? There's a lot in here. Wow. So much in here. It's such a good bunker. I do like these bunkers. There's no leaking out the side. Perfect. Oh, not quite low enough. Now, if you're kind of wondering about this bucket, you can get the bucket. It is on Mod Hub. I've just gone and changed its capacity. It doesn't hold as much as I put on here. I've gone and changed it a little bit just to try and help out on occasions like this, because I think the amount of silage we've got in here, if it was just down to a normal bucket, we would be here for quite a while. The whole episode would just purely go down to trying to get this up. Now, I'm a little bit worried. If I pick up that at the beginning here, are we going to now find it's going to suddenly change what's in the bucket? Or is it just... Oh, it just doesn't want to pick it up. Okay. We'll get that separately then. Now, as you can see, I'm a bit of a beginner when it comes to telehandlers and controlling these, because I've not had to do much with him. I'm doing all this sort of the proper way, using the bunkers and stuff. Normally, a lot of the times, I'll just use the fermented sort of silo thing over there and put it in. Now, obviously, I can do that for the clover. We can turn the clover into silage. So I did a little test earlier, because I think I've got like 1.2 million litres of clover left over. So everything I put in this bunker was clover. But then because I filled it full and we couldn't get any more in, as you saw, it was jam-packed. I then put the rest, just like normal clover, into the silo for storage, for just any time we need it. And I still got 1.2 million litres left in there. It's just ridiculous, the amount we got off that field. Hence why I thought it's best to split it, because we don't really need this much, do we? Do we really need this much? So now I don't have to worry about putting clover in here or alfalfa in here to be able to get silage like we're doing now. I mean, we can do it this way. There's no problem at all doing it this way. But that little fermenter just to the side was what I showed you earlier. That will do it for us. Now, I don't know what the capacity is. I haven't tested that yet. I don't know what its max capacity is. It's not going to hold as much as this thing. But I think we'll use this for the corn because we can't do... If we want to do maize silage, like I said, the fermenter doesn't do it. We have to do it this way. So this is why I'm just going to empty this now. Beautiful. So this is a nice amount. 585,794. We can just now go put this straight in here. Oh yes. So we'll just get that little bit up as well. We don't want that mixing with the maize silage we're going to do. So we'll get that little bit of clover up. And then, now we've got an empty bunker, we need to start tackling. So this is going to take a little while to sort out. I'll sort this out. I'll go pick up that little bit of clover. I'll see you back down at the forage harvester when we tackle some corn. So let's jump into this. We need to tackle this field. So we're going to do this one first. We get fresh maize straight into the back of this, and obviously then when we put it in the bunker, that's when it ferments, and then we get the maize silage. So let's see how much we get with this thing. Such a cool little thing this is. So let's drop it down, let's go. See how we get on. Does that if we actually do it right, doesn't it? There we go. So as you can see, look at that, straight into the back. This is going to fill up really quick, I can see. Maybe we're going to get a lot more than I think on this. I don't know. I really don't know how much to expect. Is this going to turn out to be good, bad? We're just going to have to see, but this thing is so cool though. It's so handy. You haven't got to worry about picking up like another trailer, trying to get dollies and everything like that so you can try and tow the big trailers around. Oh, it's just missed that. I forgot that ground's a little bit uneven there. We'll grab that later. So already, I don't even know, are we going to get to the end? Oh, by the way, it's got, it sort of steers in the middle. Pivoted in the middle, so that's why it's a bit twitchy. If you try and steer it. I mean, already we're nearly at 70%. This is mad. Turning is amazing. With it pivoting in the middle, it does make turning so much easier. Are we going to get to the end before it's full? Maybe just? It's 98%. Wow. So you can, if we spin around, you can see. Look at that. So nearly 50,000 litres just off that little bit. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I must admit, I'm new to this, so I don't know what to expect on this. I mean, it looks good. We've just done one little section. See if we can try and get this from this way. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. Ooh, okay, 48,000 is what we can hold in this thing. So you just pull up to the side, put the pipe out, and in it goes. So cool. So I'm guessing then, just the one little headland, so we're not even done a headland, we've just gone around one chunk of the field. and we got 48,000 litres. Yeah, I'm going to say that this is going to be quite a good outcome on this. Well, we need fresh maize and we also need maize silage, but it's trying to work out what's the best way to do things with the equipment we've got. Because obviously doing things this way and getting the maize silage means doing it in the bunker and it's got to ferment. But then, as you just saw with the last one, I don't know if that was actually a lot or not. The bunker, a lot more went into the bunker than we got out silage. I could have sworn it was, we're into the millions of litres went into that. But 585-ish came out of silage. Now, is that because of the mega bucket I've got? Has it not quite calculated for everything? Or is that correct? More goes in, but you don't quite get as much out. I'm not sure, if I'm honest. So we could try and work it, maybe leave the bunker. We could... Anybody else hear a cow then? Am I hearing things? Could have sworn I just heard a cow. There's no cows on here that, well, I'm aware of anyway. Ooh, spooky. Anyway, so we could use the bunker, or we could just use this for fresh maize, which is what is now technically in that trailer. There's a few ways we can do it. We can use the machine up there fermented to do the clover silage and alfalfa silage. I'm going to pick this up, I think, as fresh maize for now. And then once I've done this, then it can go in the silo as fresh maize. Then we can have a workout, have a good think about what's the best way. Because the fermenter works all the time. So we can just leave it and let it run. Can we get this now? Sort of. I have to come around and do it the proper way. So yeah, we could technically use the clover, use the alfalfa, just use this as for fresh. Put that pipe back in, we don't want that sticking out. So I'm going to have a think of this and see what's going to be the best option. Anybody? I didn't see that sign. I was too busy looking at the lamppost thinking I need to turn before, otherwise I'm going to hit this on the lamppost. So I'm going to finish off and go through and get some of this done. And try and have a think about what's the best option to make sure we cater for the cows. I think it's time for a bit of a time lapse. Sit back. Let's do some corn.
Can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off. You got devotion, dance in slow motion. My eyes can't help looking at you right now. So much emotion, just pick your poison. Is every move you make even allowed? Can't get enough. I try my best to look away, but I can't stop. Am I afraid to you? We almost touch. I feel your body move my way, you're close enough. So I say, can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. You know what I mean. Can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. Take my eyes on you. Yeah. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on you. Can't take my eyes on. 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 Making heads turn, you make my heart burn. It's like I'm awake inside of a dream. You're getting closer, night's almost over. I might just ask you to leave now with me. Can't get enough.
So as you can see then, we're getting on really well with this field. The worker is cracking on with it. There's not much to go now. We've done a good chunk of the field, and while the worker was getting on with that, I've just done a little bit of surgery on that corner there, as you can see, just to see if we can try and iron out that bump a little bit. We need to obviously plough this field again, because after putting corn in, you have to plough it, so I'll be able to get that field back in line. But we have got a nice amount. So in the trailer already, 250,000 litres, and I've already put 100,000, nearly 100,000 litres in the silo already. I think we're going to do quite well off this. Are we going to turn it into silage? Are we going to leave it as fresh maize? Well, stay tuned to the next episode to find out. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.